Sierra.
Hello, I'm Adam.
Oh my goodness. And we are back with another episode of Sierra and Adam. I'm exhausted right now, so I'm trying to rally. I have bad allergies and Tuesdays are tough for me, but this is the day that we have to do our video, so here we are. Now, I know Adam has to go to where but you know what? This is life. This is like modern marriage and what it's all about. It's about juggling and trying to actually see each other. I mean, we don't even have kids and we never see each other. But that brings us to what we want to talk about
I
today.
enjoyed the backdrop today.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
nice. We're in my studio. Lower ceilings in my studio and great lighting that we had put in when we moved in. And so here we are. So we wanted to talk today about not necessarily exercise, but how our workout activities keep us sane and happily married. Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They do.
Bit of background. I played sports in high school. I grew up, my mom was a professional rider, so I grew up always doing some sort of activity. I believe very strongly in getting out there and doing things. Like when we were stressed out, my mom would be like, go run around the block. Well, we didn't have a block, but go run around the house. So I have always known the importance of kind of getting, for mental sake, getting some exercise in. And in Adam and my knowing each other, I have at the very least walked Faye for long walks. And done a variety of different exercises over the years. And in the past, year and a half, I've kind of hit the sweet spot. And Adam, give your background of exercise.
Oh, man.
Just quickly.
I am from a large family of athletes. So both my fathers, I had two dads. Both my dads were amazing athletes. My uncles, everybody, me and my brother grew up playing stupid little sports with each other and serious sports. I was once a professional athlete, and now I'm always staying active with some sort of sport or another, but I have fallen in love with Jujitsu recently.
We weren't really to that point yet. We were still talking about the background, but that's okay.
I'm pretty awesome at athletics.
So when I met Adam, he was not that he didn't have, Adam is very anti, go out and exercise for exercise sake, whereas I love to exercise for exercise sake. Adam wants to do something, participate something. And after he became sober, we both kind of knew that he needed something. So you were skateboarding for a while, but it's so hot in Austin.
Golf, skateboarding.
Yeah, you golfed for a while.
The one consistency that I've had in the 6 years we've been together is definitely swimming. I love swimming.
But you don't do it that often. I mean, it wasn't a daily activity.
It is at least 3 times a week because it's so hot here.
Well,
and you and I
you're not swimming laps though. You're going and
I go jump off cliffs
That's
and
different.
stuff.
That's different.
But I swim.
Different. Well, that's very different than what you're doing right now. Think about that. So about a year and a half ago, I had been running very regularly, and my hip started hurting because old age. And so I couldn't run anymore. And a girlfriend of mine was like, "Hey, didn't you say that you kickboxed in college and you loved it?" And I was like, "Oh, my favorite thing ever." And I was like, but everybody seems to do these cardio kickboxing things. And she was like, I have the place for you. So I got really into doing HIIT, and I mean, I don't get into a ring, but we do more mitt work and stuff. And it's in between cardio kickboxing and actually being in the ring. We kind of spar a little bit. And I got into that about a year and a half ago. And Adam was like, I feel like all that you talk about is your exercise. It's so annoying. If you talk about it one more time, blah, blah, blah. And then Adam found jujitsu, and I don't see Adam anymore. But now he's like, I get it. And now we both have something that we are obsessed with. And I think that it greatly, even though we don't see each other as much because Adam's schedule a little crazy with it, but having something that we're both passionate about that is not work, not really a hobby, but something that we go do, and the stress release of it has made us nicer people.
Yeah, if either of us miss a day, you can tell in our attitude and demeanor usually.
And thank you, because I feel like you're being nice on that, because usually you say not nice things about me when you say that.
But I enjoy that we both get if I come home and Sierra's missed a day of her workout, she's genuinely sad about it.
I am.
Really upset. And I am too. I have a leg injury right now. I had a tendon or something pop in my leg the other day about a week and a half ago, but I haven't jujitsu'd in a week, and it feels like a year.
But it's not like it's definitely like you miss the physical release of it, but it's more than that. It's more like I miss the people that I see when I work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like you miss like the camaraderie of it, but I think it's really important. Although I was a solo exerciser for a long time, and honestly, if I missed a run, I felt the same way. So it's not really the people, but it's like the routine. It's like so much of it is the mental thing. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, so much of it is the mental thing. Adam, I noticed when he started doing jujitsu, especially because it's a martial art, it helps with his attention span. He hasn't done it in a week. You see him zoning off into space over there? Yeah. When he does jujitsu, that slows down a little bit, and it's not as bad, and he focuses a little bit more. So it proves that how much of it is the mental thing. But I think also, just in general, like how you were saying, like you swim, like when you were swimming, like you were like swimming, like it's not like you'd go swim laps for half an hour, or like you'd go to a pool, like you'd just go like, you know, dive a few times, jump off of things. But jujitsu really gets you into like a routine of learning something, doing something.
And good health, which I enjoy. I think I'm 39, Sierra's 40. I think we both understand that as we get older, actually the more active you stay, the better it's gonna be for you. I think some people get idle. They're like, I'm a little bit sore, I'm getting older. I was that person, my back hurt from work, and now jujitsu engages my core more, and it's got it's working all muscles, but because we're throwing each other around and we all weigh hundreds of pounds, but my whole body feels better. I'm getting older. Sierra has me eating better due to all the activities.
Well, that's what I wanted to say though, that you fought eating better until you started jujitsu, and then it kind of all fell into place. You were like, I want to be my best at what I'm doing, and I feel better and perform better when I'm eating well. So except for the dentist basically telling him he had to give up the Coca-Cola we talked about last week, I think that you would have stopped anyway because you want to perform your best. So it goes hand in hand. I had a health scare last year, a year and a half ago, and like the first thing that they talked about when we were trying to figure out what was going on was like, could it have been like weight? I was very stressed eating candy at the time, and that came up as a factor, and all I could think about was like, if I'm sick, really sick, I ended up having to have major surgery. If I'm really sick because of something that I could have prevented or that I caused, like, that's horrible. And that made me, like, I immediately cut all sugar out of my life, and all sugar, like, I don't even have like syrup or honey or anything. But it also made me, that's when I started really running more often, probably why my hips started hurting. I was running like 2 days a week and doing some weights, and then I went
running, though.
Yeah, I did. And then I started running like 5 days a week. And then when I found this and met Rob, Be Still My Heart, my trainer Rob, Adam loves him too because my belt looks good, but it was like somebody was basically there being like, you are doing this, you can do this, and you can keep going. And that's why I really have gotten into what I'm doing. Sometimes you just find somebody that you work with that's magical.
Oh man, I think both of us have recently found what our bodies respond to really well.
Yes.
Like my best friend Luke is a personal trainer, and him and Sierra both respond really well to weights and certain Sierra does weights and body,
but it's high
weight.
Intensity interval. Like both of us respond really well to that. But like a really good friend of mine used to work out next to me. We're the same size. We'd use the same weights. We'd go at the same pace, and my body would transform, and hers wouldn't. So it was just you respond differently. And even after I had my surgery, I healed really fast, and my doctor was like, your body is used to tearing muscles every day and repairing. Like, you of course will recover fast. It's amazing. I had to take, I think, 2 solid weeks off, and then I could like start in, like, I was restricted on weight. I was restricted on.
Oh, you had a tough time restricting yourself too.
And I wasn't allowed to. Yeah, and I wasn't allowed to do kickboxing at all for like 8 weeks. But he let me go back to kickboxing earlier than we thought because of how fast I repaired. But still, like, I noticed that it wasn't kickboxing that made, like, it was the hit is what I do respond the most to. But it's kind of, the point of it all is not that, everybody should run out and exercise, but everybody should like have something routine. And I don't even want to say everybody. We work really well when we have a routine that engages us both mentally and physically, and it makes us nicer to each other as well. Although, like I said, we don't see each other very often because
I think it's important that you go try lots of things and figure out what works for you. Like, I can't stand lifting weights or doing something where I'm
Or
like,
cardio.
I'm totally, and I know it's actually exercise. Whereas like snowboarding and jujitsu and skateboarding are super fun to me, but I'm really getting a lot of exercise in at the same time. Jujitsu,
Yeah.
like, it tricks me into knowing that I'm actually working out, and I'm working out super
How do
hard.
you feel about teams? Like, I played like varsity like soccer in high school, and I don't ever want to do that again.
I love all sports, team or solo. I am an avid athlete. I am good at most sports that I do.
I like timed things and beating myself and that kind of thing. So, like, my trainer is trying to push me towards, which we've already kind of started. My HIIT workouts are HIIT / CrossFit, and he has. There are CrossFit things he keeps trying to get me to enter, and I'm terrified. But he's like, "But you'll be great at it. It's all the things that you love to do." Like, you give me 1 minute and tell me to do burpees, and you bet that if I do 3 sets of them, I'm going to beat my own time on every one, because to me that's fun. Like, that's the
We're
kind of
both
thing I
very
love.
competitive.
Yeah, but I don't care about competing against other people.
Yeah.
I get more into the personal competition. Like, I want to beat my own time. I don't care what the person's time is next to me,
And we both
because if they're slow,
find it important that if one person in a relationship is taking good care of themselves, that most likely the other person should be doing that. And that's not for everybody. And I understand that. Sierra and I believe in that. I recall Sierra getting super fit, 6 months ago, and I was eating like double cheeseburgers and making sandwiches every day. And I walked in one day, and she's like, "Have you noticed what you're looking like lately?" I was like, "The same as usual."
Which,
And I
P.S.,
gained
he
like
has said that to
20
me
pounds.
too. I'm not an ogre. Yeah,
Yes,
no.
no, and I'm trying to make that clear, is that we
Yeah.
we say things with love to each other to get, push, the initial push, spark it. And she knows that I like to be sporty and in good shape, and so she helped me recognize that. And then I was able to go try different things. I skateboarded a lot more last year than I am this year, but I've fallen in love with jiu-jitsu, so.
All right, we had some major technical issues, like half the first video. The video first of all ended, and then we finished it with a second one, and it was lost. So here we are the next day. Once again, we are squeezing things in. Adam just came home from work. I just finished working out. I'm very sweaty, but the top of my top seems to have dried fast, so we're keeping this a little higher. And so we want to finish the conversation for this week about exercise. No better time than right after I did. Normally Adam would be on his way out the door to jujitsu, but he's still
Injured.
Yeah. So Adam's fallen in love with jujitsu. I'm very thrilled about this. More, the physicalness. Yes, of course I'm worried about the consumption of bacon that he loves to do and counteracting that with physical fitness. But more than that, it was the mental aspect, like the mental game, because the exercise aspect is so important for like goal setting and reaching those goals, for like feeling that if I push to do this, I'm not gonna die. Like, I can do this. I can push harder. I can be faster. I can do these things that I'm scared to do, and I am able to do them. My body's capable of doing them, which then comes over to the rest of your life of like, I can try to do this cool thing I want to do. Like, I'm not gonna die. It won't ruin me. I'm able to do this. And I think that, really?
Excuse me.
And I think that that is such an important part of exercise, is to have like that mental game going strong. And I think jiu-jitsu has brought you that. You want to talk about jiu-jitsu for a bit?
I mean, it hasn't just brought me physical prowess. It definitely has helped me achieve a lot more things in life with it. I am able to stay more calm. I am learning to slow down, because you absolutely have to slow down in martial arts. That's how it works. You use other people's momentum to achieve advantage for yourself. And that's how life works. You should slow down and not move so fast sometimes. And that's really good for me, because I am super hyper and move way too fast.
There's also a lot of instruction. So you actually have to sit there and listen and pay attention, because Adam likes to zone out a little bit. But it has made it so that he knows if he doesn't pay attention, that then he can't really do the
Happens all
exercise.
the time. Luckily, my instructor shows it multiple times, because I catch myself spacing out, and I am more advanced, so lots of people team up with me to learn, and then I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention, so I can't teach you that.
But yes, since Adam, you're so slow at the end of the day. Since Adam has started doing jujitsu, you can see he is able to be in competitions again, and that's really important to him. You know, like I said in the first half of this, perhaps not everybody feels that they're, you know, needing to have exercise in their life to be a well-rounded person, but for both of us, it's a really important part of mental health and of being the best people that we are. We both need it. We both need the physical kind of, we have to like let a lot of that excess energy go with the physicalness, and it helps mentally so much. So we are much better people with our physical routines, and let me tell you, I now have a knockout cross, and that's awesome.
You are a badass.
Why, thank you, babe. You're a badass, too. Although Adam does try to jujitsu me all the time and comes up to me and, like, puts me in headlocks, and that's not cool. So, but, yes. So, we are a happier couple, I think, when we both have an exercise routine that we love. And side effect, yeah.
Looking good,
You
lady.
need to give your shout-out again, because you lost that yesterday.
Who did I shout out to? Shout out to Rob. Hashtag
Body by Rob.
Body by Rob.
Shout out to Curtis.
Shout out to Curtis. Body by Curtis.
Working on that mental game for Adam.
Mental game
Yeah.
by Curtis. Yeah. Shout out to
Shout out to
Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
Shout out to Luke, who
Luke Perry. Yeah.
even though we don't constantly work out with him day to day,
I
he's
do.
always, well, I mean, you don't always, sometimes you guys are in different classes, but he's always part of our minds with the physical fitness, because he's an awesome trainer.
Yeah,
Motivates us all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we wanted to finish up. I need to go take a shower. But this week we enjoyed kind of talking about this. This was, we're kind of like figuring out different topics and how we want to talk about things. And I kind of enjoyed the like just talk about the thing instead of necessarily like the banter back and forth. And that's kind of interesting too, especially because we allude a lot to how we have these like exercise routines. So it was nice to talk about it and to explain it for those of you that are curious about it or see us posting about it on social media. If you would like to follow either of us, we're both on Instagram. They'll come up at the end of the video. I'm Ms. Sierra Bailey. Adam is
Adam Fuji. ATOM Fuji.
And we will be back on our YouTube channel on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central. Please subscribe if you like them. They'll pop up that way in your feed. But more importantly, if we have 100 subscribers, it makes it so that when you go to watch our videos, you just have to go to YouTube, Sierra and Adam. Right now, there's lots of stuff up there.
Continue to watch,
Yeah.
subscribe, share, talk about us to your buddies.
Comment in the videos. We answer them. We love to have feedback. We'd love to have a conversation. If you want to hear anything more about what we do fitness-wise, we really love to talk about that.
Q&A all day. We'll answer.
Yeah. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I'm Sierra.
I'm Adam.
Have a great week.